right? If Vito survives, we go up to 16, they're down to 8. All we need is life goes on. Hey everybody, welcome back and thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Today we're playing Golgari Mutate, focusing around Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. This is a legendary, non-human creature that we can mutate on top of, changing its name, allowing us to play a second copy of Vito, which typically we would not be able to do, as the legendary rule states that only one legendary with the same name can exist in play at a time. And again, while we mutate on top of Vito, we're changing its name to the mutated creature, allowing us to stack up those life gain abilities. Thanks for your time and attention. If you do find any value within today's video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, help support the channel on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, our Amazon link, and on Grey Viking Games. Let's break down the deck, talk about the cards, the strategies, the synergy, then get into the gameplay footage and wrap up. Make sure you guys download Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant, a free add-on to everybody playing on Windows. It has metagame analysis, your own deck statistics, collection information, my favorite, the Deck Advisor, which will analyze your personal collection and let you see which decks that you can play based on your current collection. All right, with that out of the way, Golgari Mutate is a best of 1, 2.5 average converted mana cost, 28 creatures, 10 non-creatures with 22 lands. It may be a little light on land, but we do have things like the Migratory Greathorn and the Gilded Goose to help smooth it out. Breaking down the list, 4 copies of Gilded Goose, our first 1-drop, a 0/2 with flying. When Gilded Goose enters the battlefield, create a food token. We can pay 2, tap it to create an additional food token. We can also tap it and sacrifice a food token to add 1 mana of any color. The food, we can pay 2, sacrifice it, gain 3 life. If we have Vito in play, that's 3 life for us, 3 damage for them. You know, we stack those Vitos like we talked about. Now each food is dealing 3, 6, 9 damage potentially. So that's pretty cool. We have 2 copies of Life Goes On at instant speed. You gain 4 life. If a creature died this turn, gain 8 life instead. Gain 8 life for 1 mana. I do not know. 4 copies of our Snakeskin Veil. Instant speed, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains hexproof until the end of your turn. You know, that's pretty cool stuff here. You know, I shouldn't say your turn because you can cast it on your opponent's turn as well. Just until the end of the turn. 2 copies of our Shadowspear. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has trample and lifelink. We can pay 1, permanents your opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible until the end of the turn. We can also pay 2 to equip it. You know, this is quite nice for the trample, for the lifelink, obviously through the Vito. We have 2 copies of the Scavenging Ooze, a 2/2, in which we can pay 1 to exile a card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, put a +1/+1 counter on the Ooze, and you gain 1 life. Again, the gaining of life is great through Vito, and controlling the graveyard is almost a necessity. 2 copies of Heroic Intervention for 2 at instant speed. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until the end of turn. You know, this is just to protect us from the field wipes. 4 copies of the Essence Symbiote for 2 mana, a 2/2, and whenever a creature you control mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature, and you gain 2 life. The gaining of life here, again, synergizes with Vito. 4 copies of Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose, a 1/3, and whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. We can pay 5 mana, creatures we control gain lifelink until the end of turn. 4 copies of our Migratory Greathorn, our first 4-drop, a 3/4 with mutate for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. 4 copies of the Gemrazer. This is a 4/4 with reach and trample, mutate for 3. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. 2 copies of the Dirge Bat, a 3/3 with flash and flying, mutate for 6. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. So a nice bit of removal there for us. My favorite combo here is the Insatiable Hemophage, a 3/3 with Death Touch, mutate for 3, and whenever this creature mutates, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of times that this creature has mutated. Again, this has massive synergies with Vito. 5 swamps, 9 forests, 4 Darkbore Pathways, and 4 Fabled Passages. I wanted to incorporate the Scoot Swarm in the deck, but I just couldn't find any room for it. The deck is all about gaining life and dealing damage through that. We can also deal a fair amount of damage through our mutate creatures. Putting them on things like Gilded Goose, our Essence Symbiote, and the Scavenging Ooze is just as good of a synergy as mutating onto Vito. You know, spread your mutates out. They don't always necessarily have to be on one target. You know, we do have the Snakeskin Veil to protect. We have the Heroic Intervention to protect. So if you do have to go single target or multi-target with your mutates, you're going to be protected either way. But again, I personally like to spread it out unless we have multiple Vitos, unless we have Insatiable Hemophage. It's not like we're stacking mutates to get into Asterix, right? We don't want, you know, 7 mutates onto Asterix, flood the field, we win. This is more like get everything out, mutate everything into a 4-4 or a 3-4, whatever it happens to be, and, you know, just attack wide while dealing the chip damage through the life gain, unless, you know, you've got the Vito out and you've got a Hemophage out on the play as well, and then, you know, just stack the mutates on the Hemophage, and that will help you gain the life. So that's really the only way I would stack the mutates, is if you had Vito out and you had the Insatiable Hemophage as well. Other than that, you know, it's just your general mutate game, putting Shadowspear on something to give it trample and lifelink, typically whatever the Migratory Greathorn mutates to, because the Gemrazer will already have trample. However, the life gain there is still accepted. So it's really easy. You know, play the mutation stacks as you typically would, control the field, gain as much life as you can to deal damage through Vito, stack the foods so when Vito does hit, you can gain life and deal a bunch of damage that way. The same goes with Life Goes On. Kind of save that in your hand until Vito hits, and then you can play it right away, which is cool. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck breakdown. We'll jump into today's gameplay footage in a second, but before we do, I have to remind you to like, comment, subscribe, support the channel financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, our Amazon link, and our Great Viking Games link. Cheers! Without all of your support, none of this would be able to happen. I really appreciate each and every one of you spending your time and attention here with me. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and I'll be back to wrap up. Alright, we're going to go first here. We have turn 1. We can pull land. And work out alright. That is annoying. I think we just ramp through it. Right, it should be harder for them to hit. And then we gain life gain, and it should be easy enough to win from there, right? They play Annex, we can kill it with the Gemrazer. And then we have life gain through Vito in the spear here. Back up to 20, they're down to 16. Our biggest threat here is an Annex. Or double Frostbite, right? Something like this. Frostbite, Bone Crusher. Robber is okay. Not great, but it's okay. They could be holding up a Frostbite as well. Get hit for 6. We're gonna Boulder Rush. Hit for 8. Woof. This could work out though. right? If Vito survives, we go up to 16. They're down to 8. All we need is life goes on, or we can mutate onto that Vito. But that still takes us an extra turn. He'll probably remove Vito with their mana, and then we could just replace it. But the idea here is to mutate on top of the Vito. Let's try to kill a champion. They have to pull out Boulder Rush or something. Bone Crusher. The first strike cleans us up, but I wanted to take the chance to try to get it. Good game. We hit for 8. Very close. Mono red's tough, but the life gain is always good. Going first. That's not too bad. I mean, if we can Goose into a Symbiote, into a Vito, into a Greathorn, maybe it'll be good. It's a little bit of a, you know, a story to tell yourself that it's gonna work, but you know, it's a fun story. So they might burn the Symbiote. Huh. They might also burn the Ooze. We do have the Snakeskin Veil up through the Goose, though. So that could be interesting. Really? Let's crack the land. Pull a forest. Greathorn on the Symbiote. There has to be a removal here. Over. Really? Let's pull a swamp. We hit with the Ooze. What kind of Gruul deck doesn't play until turn 4? This is so confusing for me. Let's take our turn. Top deck Vito. Pull another land. Gain 2 life, deal 2 damage. Attack for 6. Going underneath. And our turn, we have protection ×2 with the mana, and our opponent has absolutely nothing that game. I guess they didn't get their Cultivate. Our opponent plays first. Meh. We've got the Goose, though. That's what it's all about today, baby. Can we escape these red cards? I feel like every match we played has been against Snow Mountains. Cry. Can we pick up a 3rd land too, please? Preferably a forest, but okay, we get there. And it is more mono red stuff that I hate. Let's just goose it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6 to mutate. Oh, we will definitely deal with that though. I mean, we do have to sack one of the foods, which sucks, but... Killing Annex is great. And then having a 4/4 to defend is good as well. End our turn. I mean, I'm fine with this. They could cleave. Okay. We just get the clean kill on Rimrock? Let's take the first bit of damage here. Grab Indestructible. I mean, it's unpleasant, and the Satyr survives. But we get the kill. Let's get Vito in play. Just poses a relatively nice threat. No attacks. Playing defensively sucks with this few land. I'll just trade with the Barons, right? Let's pass our turn. We can make a food token. They're down to 2 cards. No blocks. Oh, it's an Ember Cleave. Ah, now. Over top of the Goose, kill the Cleave. Let's send the booty in, right? Start doing some damage while keeping a defender back. No attacks, our turn. Have to tap though. So annoying. Oh, and we screwed that up. We need to keep that back. Nice. Uh-oh. We'll just eat this for life. I keep thinking that this is a swamp here. Actually, cancel. We've got 15. We can just take it. Snakeskin Veil. I mean, that's not bad. It's extra point of damage. They may as well use it now. Right, the damage is going to help them throughout the game if they use it now. It's good. Cry. Cry, 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 cry. Alright, so let's pass our turn. I know what we're going to do. We'll use it defensively. And then we can kill the 1/1. Yeah. Poor mono red. You're not having a good time today. They take our frickin' Vito though. It's cheating. Okay. Nice. Going first, cool. Hand, cool. Land, not cool. Gonna risk it. Right? Just because we have, you know, basically everything we could possibly want. They copied us. We pull the swamp first. Therefore, they're copying. Ooze goes out. Please, can we get a third land? Straight into removal. Yeah. Nice. Nightmare can only take the intervention. Try. I'm not sure what there's to look at. Let's go, bro. If we pick up a land, sure. If not, I'll just scoop.
Ruining your day is going to feel great. We're doing things my way.
Wow, that was fun. Alright, we're going first again. Only 2 land, but we have a goose. So I think we can keep it. There's no way we get punished that hard twice in a row. Even though we did in our last video. I have faith. I believe in the land. Really, bro? Alright, we're tapped. So they get a very nice attack. But a 3/4 is quite formidable. Oh, I thought we had a swamp there. Push! Pay more attention. When it's grayed over it, they look so dark. I mean, not that we have a swamp in hand, but we'll need it eventually. Again, more mono red. We just cannot escape it. We have life goes on. That's gonna be great. 2 champions is disgusting. Never seen a red deck take so long to attack. In all honesty. Not ever once. Pass our turn. We have our Veil up. We're ready to kill Annex. Really? Call me crazy, but I'm going to block with both. And then whichever one they Boulder Rush, I Snakeskin. If it's unwinnable, we just life goes on. It forces them to lose one of their champions, though, right? Now, which is more important? This, because they could shock that on the stack. Unless they have another buff. We outplayed ourselves. Too confident. Woof. So, it's not always the easiest to, you know, have the combos pop off on film. You know, I'm very much looking forward to having my Starlink here, and then I can just play and hire an editor, and the editor can, you know, sift through these hours of footage to get, you know, those clips that I want. I could just write down a timestamp or something. But as of right now, you know, I can't record every match. It's just too much on my poor hard drive, right? And then sorting through it after is a bit of a pain as well. So, you know, sadly, we didn't get the combo to pop off as much as I wanted it to. You know, it definitely does work, right? We're changing Vito into the Hemophage and then just stacking life gain on that. So, you know, the theory is here. You know, maybe a couple lands come back into play, like maybe a Gemrazer leaves. Maybe a Snakeskin Veil leaves and we add a couple land because, you know, it seems like we're either bricking or flooding. You know, 22 should be pretty spot on with the Greathorn, with the Goose, but that's just kind of how the cookie crumbles some days. So, of course, thank you guys again for your time and attention. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, support the channel financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, our Amazon link, and our Great Viking Games link. Let me know what you guys think of the deck, more importantly, in the comments below. What would you change? How would you make it better? Thank you again for your time and attention. Have an amazing day, and we'll see you soon.